Let's get more on this and get the thoughts of Peter Zalmayev, Director of Eurasia Democracy Initiative, who joins me now from Kiev. Welcome to you. Thank you very much for being with us here on BBC World News. Let's pick up on that point that Steve Rosenberg ended with. There's a lot of hopes riding on the new president, and whether or not he gets a majority or will have to form a coalition, he's got an awful lot of work to do, that he can turn the country round, doesn't he? Can he do it?
Well, that is the million-dollar question. Mr. Zelensky is a complete dark horse. He is not a politician, and the folks that surround him are either not politicians or are said to have been tainted with association with the country's oligarchs. So what we do have is a lot of promises by Mr. Zelensky, and they're pretty big promises, including to end the war, to fight corruption, and to go after corrupt politicians. A lot of these do not depend on him. The war in the east of Ukraine is in the hands of Vladimir Putin. So the real danger is that in case that Mr. Zelensky is unable to deliver fast on the promises that he's made, he will be gravitating further and closer towards the populist stance he's taken, and to go for politics of vendetta in a country that remains very much disunited and very much at a crossroads.
Let's rewind a bit. He's got an awful lot on his plate. He's yet to even declare victory or start looking towards a coalition. What do you think the coalition that he would be looking for, what would it look like?
I think the likeliest choice for him is Mr. Vakarchuk, who is the famous Ukrainian rock singer. He hails from the country's west. He, like Mr. Zelensky, is a TV star, has star power, and is probably one of the least toxic of the parties that have entered the Rada. But I am not certain that Mr. Vakarchuk will want to join with Mr. Zelensky. He is ideologically much closer to the former President Petro Poroshenko with his European solidarity. Both of these parties are very much pro-European integration, and Mr. Zelensky has not shown much enthusiasm about Ukraine's pro-European integration, though he has made all the right noises and said all the right things.
Depending on the makeup of the parliament, it could look like a majority, around 50%, are made up of these new parties. Doesn't that give him more power to enact change? Doesn't it enable him to really introduce some sweeping reforms that he's promised?
Indeed, but like in every country's politics, in a raucous democracy like Ukraine, things can change on a dime. He has to hit the ground running. He has to do things quickly. If he doesn't, then he is surrounded by two diametrically opposed political parties. On the one hand, he has this pro-Russian party of Mr. Medvedchuk, whose daughter is Vladimir Putin has been godfather to. He's a close confidant of the Russian president. On the other hand, you have Mr. Poroshenko, who remains a very strong politician. He's pro-Europe, as I said. So you have a situation where Zelensky will be torn between these two opposing camps, and they're waiting for their chance to snap at Mr. Zelensky in case he fails.
OK, a lot riding on what comes in the next few weeks and months. Peter Zalmayev, Director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative, thank you.